We are still in the transfer season, and of course, we discussed the best trending transfers and the best transfer development happening surrounding all Premier League sides. I must say that at this stage of the January transfer window, it has been a little quiet compared to recent January transfer windows in terms of like big signings and whatnot. But anyways, getting straight into it, Victor, rates Ryan to Bournemouth for £30.6 million on a 5-year deal.
I'll give this one a 5.5, maybe 6 if I'm feeling generous. Because, look, 15 goals in 42 appearances in 2025, playing for Vasco da Gama, it doesn't sound very impressive. Of course, there's the mitigating factor. He's only 19. The reason I'm not rating this higher, 6.5, maybe even a 7, is because everyone knew that Bournemouth had money from selling Semenyo, so they overpaid here. Normally, a deal like this should be done for 20, 25 at the most. But they really didn't have much of a choice, so you can't exactly hold it against them. So 5.5, maybe a 6.
Fair point. And over to you, Max. Aston Villa have made an inquiry about Ruben Loftus-Cheek after the injury to Kamara. Do you think this would be an ideal move for Villa?
I mean, truly not, because he only appeared in 40 games in 2 years for AC Milan, and he played like only 2,000 minutes, so he's not even started for Milan. How should he help Aston Villa to maintain in title race in Prem and also Europa League? It just feels not right. So, if he's not a starter for AC Milan, he definitely cannot help Aston Villa. So this one, it definitely makes no sense for me.
Interesting. And back to you, Victor. Fulham are actually in talks to sign Oscar Bob from Manchester City, and there's talk of a £35 million prize being mentioned. Now, people are debating, saying, oh, Oscar Bob is a decent player, but £35 million is too much for him. What are your thoughts on that?
So one aspect of it I agree with. He hasn't exactly been pulling trees at City lately, for sure. But the price does make sense when you take two factors into account. You're paying, as a buying club, you're paying two taxes. First one is buying from City. They don't exactly sell very cheaply. Of course, not exactly Brighton levels either, but still, they don't always sell very cheaply, especially younger players. On the other hand, you also have the homegrown tax, because maybe some people are not aware of this. Oscar Bob, even though he plays for Norway, he does have homegrown status in the Prem. And that usually comes with a price hike. So 35 million, it sounds like a lot. I'm not saying it's not, but it's not as high as people make it out to be.
Yeah, fair point. The same thing happened with Cole Palmer, and look how it ended up for Chelsea.
Yep.
Anyways, over to you again, Max. Arsenal are monitoring a potential January or summer move for Real Madrid's Victor Valdepenas. Will this come as a welcome addition for the Gunners?
The main question here is, why would you go for this transfer again? Is Arteta planning to play 6-3-1 formation next season or what? You already have like 5 or 6 decent defenders at the moment, and you want to add another one with only one La Liga game appearance, and he's still 19 years old. Even if somehow he ends up playing for Arsenal, it will be like in 3 years from now. It just makes pretty much zero sense for me.
Well, on one hand, it seems like that, but it reminds me of Saliba as well. Arsenal, people ask the same question, why are you signing Saliba at the moment? And look how it ended up. Sometimes you spot some potential that is too good to ignore, and you just have to take it when you see it. Anyways, moving on the final note for this video, Victor, there's nothing official yet, but multiple reports are saying that Konate has rejected Liverpool's latest contract offer. I remember we've been talking about Konate for almost 2 seasons now in all our transfer shows. And do you think it's time for Liverpool to finally, just cut their losses on Konate, let him go in the summer, and think about signing another defender?
Yeah, it's a bit of a pity that the injury of Giovanni Leoni happened. It's obviously a huge pity, but especially for how it impacts the Konate business. And the fact that they didn't manage to sign Guehi, because personally, if I were on the Liverpool board, I would have sold him this month, Konate. He hasn't been good enough. He hasn't really lived up to his side of the bargain for me this season. You feel like if a player really wants to stay at a club and really wants to earn a new contract, a bumper contract at that, they are going to play out of their skin in that last season. And we haven't seen that with Konate. So letting him go, I mean, it kind of feels inevitable at the moment for the summer. It's a shame it's not happening now, because at least they would have gotten some money out of it. But it is what it is. I just hope to see, at the very least, two very good center backs joining in the summer.
Yeah, fair point. Just to buttress on what you said, like a player should play like his ass out if he wants that bumper contract. I mean, Salah did that and he got his wish.
Yeah.
So you would expect Konate to at least put in some effort. But oh well, we're going to have to see how all this unfolds. But yeah, it's looking like Liverpool might have to cut their losses on Konate. But at the end of the day, nothing is official yet. So we just have to wait and see how this one unfolds. And as usual, we'll be here to bring all the latest developments surrounding Premier League side.